For updates on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akirjola joins us. Aaron, great to have you.
Yes, it's good to be here today. I know, Rufai, you're feeling a little bit below the weather because of Chelsea.
Must you tell the whole world? Aaron the Baron.
Doctor, it's good to
Yeah, that's gossip.
see you.
That's not allowed.
Good morning to you. And let's get started. Since we started with Chelsea, it was actually a very dark day for Chelsea. Yesterday, back-to-back wins for Frank Lampard. Ultimately, damning him was...
back-to-back wins for Frank Lampard?
Back-to-back losses, I beg your pardon. Back-to-back losses for Chelsea yesterday. And Pedro Neto.
Next question then. So that means through the Yuletide period, because we've seen, I guess, demand rising for a number of things. Like, for example,
you know, if you check the, I think it's a welcome development. It's really right thing to do.
Okay, so after a very, very slow start to
this kind of environment.
Fantastic. That's good, quite optimistic. I want you to help me out with that.
There is that rather than going into low, the sooner it is passed.
At the death. In the 95th
there.
minute,
We've got, of course,
and jointly with IFC, and then nobody's doing anything to make their states
2-3 in October.
To climb up on the table and actually top the table chart. But he's still third on the table as we speak to you, 3 points away from the likes of Tottenham and
and shall support lack of clarity on private sector opportunities and a general knowledge for renewal.
So we run adverts, radio adverts in local languages to communities that we go.
Weave the team into different fashions and forms to be able to cope with different teams and the complexity that the Premier League brings the way. And unfortunately, yesterday he didn't do that. He's saying that he can probably answer his critics in future games, that fatigue was the reason why his team has lost both to Everton and now to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, that wasn't the only game yesterday, but for the other game that was played yesterday in the English Premier League, Semi Ajayi, Nigeria's defender, actually rose up to be counted yesterday. Ike Gundogan had actually put the Citizens, talking about Manchester City, ahead in that particular fixture, but unfortunate for them, for a manager who was on the fire and all on the brink of getting sacked. We'll be talking about that in a moment. Semi Ajayi decided to hit it hard, and the deflection favored him. And as it stands right now, West Bromwich Albion gained a vital point. They're still rooted to 19th on the table in the 20-table log, but nevertheless, that particular draw felt like a victory for them because it was a massive point gain against a team they had not gotten a point in 13 games. So you look at that and you say to yourself that at the moment questions are being asked about Pep Guardiola and his attack inside, or probably it was Slaven Bilic's spirited display with his team that actually ended that particular point. But ultimately, Nigeria shone through and through once again in the English Premier League, as we actually see some of the results in the English Premier League. And later on today, from the Chelsea result to the Tottenham result, because we can see there, Wolverhampton Wanderers, the goal scorers, Dani Podence and Pedro Neto, and Oliver Giroud getting the goal. And that was the first shot on target. Moving on to the next one that actually explains it even for the Manchester City's Ike Gundogan against West Bromwich Albion's Reuben Dyer's own goal. Okay, they now put it on own goal, but initially it was actually given to Semi Ajayi. But as it stands right now, later on tonight, it's almost the battle of the greatest. 2 years from when Liverpool almost condemned Jose Mourinho to a sack, where they actually lost 3-1. Exactly today, 2 years ago, was when Liverpool played Manchester United, and that was the last game Jose Mourinho coached as the coach of Manchester United. And he returns back to the stadium again, but under a different team, as he will be taking the Spurs, the Lily Whites, against Liverpool. Right now, it is first versus second. They are both joined top on the table with 25 points, and a lot is expected. Fireworks have been going out between both managers in the pre-match conference, and I must tell you, everyone is looking forward to tonight, and will we take all 3 points, or will it be even Stevens at the end of 90 minutes is left to be seen. But it will be Tottenham against Liverpool tonight, and everyone cannot wait. I included. I'm looking forward to that particular game, and I'm thinking that it might end in a draw, because both teams literally this season have shown a lot of fragility and have not been as as dogged as they were, talking about Liverpool and even Tottenham at the beginning of the season. So maybe it might end up in a draw today, but nevertheless, it will be some of the best of minds in football going against each other later on tonight. Moving away from that, in the Spanish Premier Division, talking about the La Liga, Real Madrid were very convincing on the day against Athletic Bilbao. 3-1 was how we ended, with Karim Benzema getting a brace. Toni Kroos actually started the party for them. Athletic Bilbao got into the party, tried to muster their strength, but unfortunately it wasn't enough as Karim Benzema decided to costume for the team. And looking at how he stands right now, he's actually gotten 6 goals for his team this season, and he's the highest goal scorer in that team, and he's their go-to man. Ever since Cristiano Ronaldo left, everyone has been asking who will fill the shoes of Cristiano Ronaldo. It seems Karim Benzema is their go-to guy, and he will keep delivering. And if he continues in this rich vein of form, the Frenchman is certain to maybe help them to another La Liga title. Right now, you can actually see they are joint third on the table, and joint first on the table. They are third, but joint first on the table with 26 points. So let's see how things actually play out. Everyone is still looking at how Real Madrid will fare this season. Real Sociedad have been fantastic this season, and Atletico de Madrid also have been phenomenal this season. Although Real Madrid are now showing their mettle and showing their resolve, I must say to you that it's looking very good. But before I actually go, a really, really sad news actually coming in. Emmanuel Ibe talking about an NFF executive committee member has actually passed away due to COVID-19. Unfortunately, he's the third person, not through COVID, but he's the third member in 2020 of the NFF board that has passed away. And it's really unfortunate that this has actually happened. The NFF have been thrown into mourning once again. It's really sad, I must say.
Our condolences to the NFF and also to the family of Emmanuel Ibe and his associates as well. But, you know, I would have been surprised if you didn't bring up Jose Mourinho, your good friend. But, yes, he has this, major match with Liverpool. But he has also been quoted as saying that he should have been given more time at Manchester United. Do you agree with him? Did he leave prematurely? Because he said he wasn't given the opportunity to play out his project for Manchester United. What do you think? Because within 11 months, he seems to be doing well with the Tottenham Spurs. Yeah,
he said it in his press conference that, look at Liverpool, for example. Liverpool, till date, have given Jurgen Klopp 1,890 days to get to where they are. That he has just taken 390 days, and right now, he's amongst those jostling for the Premier League title. Manchester United, post Alex Ferguson, we know Alex Ferguson was phenomenal as a coach for his 25 years he spent at the club. The best of Manchester United post Alex Ferguson was Jose Mourinho. They won the FA Cup. They all went on to win the Europa League, and that has been their best. And they finished second on the table since Mourinho left. They've not touched close to any of those heights. And I felt things didn't pan out the way they expected. If the board were a little bit patient with him, Jose Mourinho would always pull through. And as he's shown with Tottenham Hotspur, shown with Inter Milan, shown with Real Madrid, shown with Chelsea, first and second time, he's a class act.
Okay. The chosen one.
Yes, thank you very much. The chosen one, like he likes to call himself.
And the chosen one, too, will not tell you guys about him being the talkative one and how his mouth has bitten with trouble.
It comes to the job.
Every board possible. But Mourinho should keep believing he's a saint.
That's self-confidence, right?
Self-confidence?
Yeah.
No. There's a fine line between self-confidence and idiocy. I think Mourinho crosses that line.
No, but Rufai, I would not take that from you. Understanding that they say the proof is in the pudding. You look at Jose Mourinho's record. He's won over 20 major titles in football. How many managers today can say that? He's won titles across European nations. He's won in Italy, he's won in Spain, he's won in England. Everywhere he's been to, he's won in Portugal, where he actually started from.
Aaron,
so come on.
Aaron, there's a street saying that says, I get am before, no be property. Mourinho has not won a league in the last 5 years. That's the reply to you, Aaron. Thank you so much, all right? So let's stop talking about past glory. Let's talk about now.
He's top of the table.
And let him even win the league first before we start talking about top of the table. Because we saw Arsenal a couple of years back being top of the table. Eduardo Silva got injured, and you know how they finished that season, 2005. It's fine, Aaron. Thank you so much.
All right, it was a pleasure.
All right.